Hi again, welcome to Kuhn Kraft Yoga. I'm Laura. This is our January challenge. If you found this playlist, or maybe you're right in the middle of the challenge and practicing with me every day, this is week 4, and we are going to work on a back body strengthening and heart opening flow. We'll go ahead and get right into it, keeping all of these practices nice and short and easy to fit into your schedule. Let's come into tabletop. Shoulders directly over the wrists, and then the hips over the knees. The toes are flat, and from here we're just going to take some cat-cows. This being a back body sequence, we're just going to warm up the body. Go ahead and exhale as you round the back. Inhale, come into your cow pose. If you feel the need for any different kinds of movement, wake up your spinal mobility during this class, feel free to take it. Cat and cow does not have to be the standard of what you see in the picture books. You can roll the spine, you can move in barrel rolls, but we're going to just hold here for move here for a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to push into the hands, tuck the toes, and come into a downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, release it out. Take another inhale. And exhale, release. We'll move into some spinal waves from our downward facing dog. We'll take the first one slowly and talk through it. We're going to go ahead and shift up, come high up onto the toes. Keep the upper back rounded and the arms straight as you shift the shoulders, bringing them just slightly in front of the wrists, coming into a plank. From your plank, we're going to go ahead and bend the knees, but keep them lifted. And then from here, we're going to arch the back, almost like we're coming into cow pose, but keeping the knees lifted off of the mat. Maybe lift the chest slightly. Again, I'm moving pretty slow here. And then we're going to keep shifting the hips back, start to straighten the legs, keep the arms nice and straight, returning back into downward facing dog. Let's do one more slow. Shift forward, rounding through the upper back, taking the shoulders in front of the wrist, coming into plank. Bend the knees, start to arch the back as you drop into a lifted cow pose, pushing back, reaching the hips back, and then the tailbone extending the back legs, maybe lowering the heels down a little further. Let's take one more shift forward, come into plank, bend the knees, come into cow, and then shift back into downward facing dog. This time, we're going to shift forward into our high plank, and then we're going to lower down knees, touch the mat, chest reaches for the mat, and then chin. Finally, straighten the legs out. The hands are underneath the shoulders. We're going to take baby cobra. So from here, we're going to lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders, and the hands off of the mat, using the strength of our upper body for lifted baby cobra, and then lower down. Let's lift up for 2 and lower. Lift up for 3 and lower down. We're going to push back, maybe take the hands a little further back, tuck the toes, and then we're going to lift up into our plank, push back into our downward facing dog. Again, we're going to take a spinal wave, shift forward, come high up onto the toes, bring the shoulders in front of the wrists, and then bend the knees, start to wave ourselves back as we push back into downward facing dog. One more, shift forward, bend the knees, push back into downward facing dog. From here, let's shift forward, come into high plank, taking knees, chest, bending the elbows and chin, and then adjusting, maybe moving the legs a little further back. Again, we're going to come into a lifted baby cobra. This time we're going to hold it for a count of 3, lifting the chest, shoulders, and hands off of the mat for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower down. You can take the hands in front of you, maybe wiggle the hips from left to right. When you're ready, let's go ahead and start by having the hands underneath the shoulders once more. And then we're going to extend the arms out long beside us, preparing for Shalabhasana or locust pose. Let's reach with the fingertips, lift the chest, the shoulders, and the arms all the way off the mat. Doesn't have to be very far, but use the strength of your upper body. And if it's available to you today, maybe also lift the legs, reach through the fingers for the back of the room, extend the toes, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower down. Again, take the forehead to the back of the hands. Shift the hips from right to left. And when you're ready, we're going to put the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift up to plank, or you can come onto your knees, and we're going to shift back into our downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, let's step forward with the left foot and then the right, coming to a halfway lift, then forward fold over the legs. Exhale, bend the knees on the inhale. Let's rise up to mountain. Take a back bend in your mountain. Really reach for the back of the room. Keep the core drawn in. And then inhale, back up to center. Draw the hands down through heart center. Exhale. On the next inhale, let's bring the big toes together. We're going to drop down into chair pose. Draw the arms alongside the ears, shifting the hips back. Exhale, forward fold. The hands come down in front. We just allow the head to hang. You can widen the feet back out to about hip width distance apart. And then we're going to go ahead and draw the arms behind ourselves, taking a nice shoulder opener, also an upper body opener in this forward fold. So keeping the knuckles drawing down, interlacing the fingers, you can bend into the left knee, straighten the right leg, maybe gaze over to the right side. Come back to center, bend the right knee, maybe gaze over towards the left. Again, just let those arms feel heavy. Let yourself stretch it out. Let's take it one more time to each side. Back to center. Let's release the hands down and then just exhale into the forward fold. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift. We're going to step the right foot back, take a very great big step, and then lower the right knee down into your Anjaneyasana. Hands start at the top of that left thigh. On the next inhale, let's take the hands up, and then maybe gaze comes up as we take a little back bend in our Anjaneyasana, perhaps bringing the fingers together in Kali Mudra with the fingers interlaced, but the pointer or the index fingers extended long and open from the thumbs. When you're ready, let's lower the hands back down to the mat. We're going to place the right hand down and then bend that back right knee. Draw the foot into the glute. As we open up, maybe catch that right foot with the left hand. Taking a twist and also a small back bend in this revolved lizard. Generally, you're probably feeling this a lot into that quad on the right side, but it's also a very nice back bend. Releasing that back right foot, go ahead and take the left hand, place it down. We're going to shift that left foot back and come into tabletop. So I am going to actually just walk over to face the camera so you can see a little bit better. In your tabletop, you're going to extend that left foot out to the side so it's nice and straight and long, and you're pushing into the outside of that left foot. And from here, we're going to take the right hand and inhale it up, taking this twist with an extended leg, making a little bit more of a challenge, revolving the chest, looking up towards the sky, and then exhale the right hand down. From here, let's go ahead and lift our torso up. So we're in an upright position, and then we're going to extend the right hand down to the mat. Inhale the left arm up and over. Again, looking for sunlight on the top of that chest, revolving the gaze, looking upward, extending through the fingertips and really pushing to the outside of that left foot. And then we're going to exhale, come up. Inhale, come over, almost drawing this rainbow. Allow the left hand to either rest onto the left thigh or, if you can, reach all the way to the left calf. Stretching in the outside of that right hip. And then let's exhale, return back up to center. We're going to bring both of the knees in. I'm going to just shift again once more so you can see. And we're going to take our camel pose. To begin in camel, you can take the hands to the low back, fingertips facing down. The toes can be tucked or untucked. That is up to you. And then we're just going to take a little gentle back bend to begin, gazing up to the sky. And then if you feel like you want to move further, you can take the left hand down towards the left heel. Maybe bring the right arm up, reaching up for the sky. The neck can stay lifted. And then if you're ready to come all the way into camel, maybe grab the right heel with the right hand. Push forward with the hips. Drive forward with the quads. Feel the rounding into the upper chest. And then when you're ready to come out, you're going to use the strength of the torso to help lift yourself. Bring the hands to heart center. Just for a moment, we're going to sit back on our heels. Take an inhale. And exhale it back out. When you're ready, let's place the hands down in front of us. We're going to tuck the toes, press back into a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, we're going to go ahead and lift that right foot up. And then step the right foot forward, draw it in between the hands, lower the left knee down towards the earth. Coming into your Janayasana now on the right side, you can begin by taking both of the hands to the top of the right knee, shifting into the hips. When you're ready, inhale the arms up, extend the fingertips up towards the sky. Taking a back bend in your Janayasana. Release the hands back down. Place the left hand down onto the mat. Start to bend into that back left leg. Maybe revolve the chest. Gaze towards the back of you, reaching for the back right toes with your left hand. Focusing more on the back bend. You don't need to make that left foot reach the glutes. We're trying to get a nice stretch into our spine today. Release that back right foot. From here, we're going to place the right hand down, and then we're going to step back and place the knees into our tabletop position. Once more, I'm going to walk over and face the camera so I have more room and you can see what's going on a little bit better. So from our tabletop, we'll extend the right leg out. Allow the outside of the right foot to firmly come onto the mat. And when you're ready, we're going to place the right hand down, firmly plant that in front of you, and then open up, inhale to the left, revolve the chest looking up to the sky. Exhale, coming back down. And then we're going to lift the entire torso, coming upright. From here, take an inhale. Exhale, let's lean that left hand down, connect with the mat, really draw a beautiful arc from your right toes all the way to your right pinky. Draw the right pinky down, maybe have the thumb revolving upward as you also open up the chest and look towards the sky. Inhale here, and on an exhale, let's rise up. We're going to take that in the opposite direction. As we lift the left arm up and reach towards the front of the room, maybe take the right hand onto the thigh or all the way down onto the calf. Just avoid the knee so we're not pressing any pressure on it. Then inhale, let's come back up to an upright position. And then once more, we're going to try our camel pose. I'm going to just swing back around. We're coming into kneeling and facing the front of our mat. Hands can come to the low back, fingertips facing down, starting with a gentle heart opener to begin with. And then when you're ready, maybe this time we take the right hand to the right heel, reach the left hand up to the sky, gaze up. If you can come all the way into your camel pose, maybe take a hold of the left heel. Again, toes can be tucked or untucked. If they are tucked, it makes the reach a little bit easier. Shift the hips forward, really stretch. Think of this as a front body stretch, just as much as a back body opener. And when you're ready, really push into those knees. Use the strength in the core to lift yourself upright. Draw the hands to heart center, and let's just sit back onto the heels. Counter that back bend with just a twist by taking the right hand to the outside of the left leg, turning to the left, and then taking that over to the right. Once more to the left, and then back to the right. Let's close our practice by drawing our hands into heart center and just closing the eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands, release the shoulders, and relax. That closes our very quick heart opening practice. As you may have noticed, working into back bends and heart openers is also very invigorating and can make you feel really energized and just open. I find that it is also a great mood lifter when you work into the back body in your practice. I hope you enjoyed this, and please follow along or check out the rest of the JanYOUary 2023 fitness playlist. There's full of so many videos by now that are just nice and short and a lot of fun just to play whenever you have 10 to 15 minutes of time to make some space for you. As always, have a great day and make it a good one. Bye.